Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Today we're talking about ABC employees. What the hell does that mean, and how to use it to help your team get to the next level. So without further ado, let's hop right in. Hey leaders, I'm your coach Adam, here to have an honest talk about leadership, the obstacles you might face, and how to refine your leadership skills to help you become the leader I know you are. So let's grab a drink, sit back, relax, and have a chat. I remember starting a job, and this was a nursing job that was quite complicated. It was out in the community. This job had a lot of policies and procedures attached to it. I had to learn new programs. I had to learn about my colleagues, the politics of the job that I was working at, as well as the bureaucracy. And there were so many moving parts at this job that oftentimes it felt overwhelming. The thing I've always found time and time again is it takes an individual about 6 months of full-time work to fully understand a job, to fully understand the policies and procedures, to understand the rules, to understand the politics, and to be completely independent. 6 months. That's a long time. See, when I first started this job, I was about 1 week into the job when my manager sat me down and said, "Awesome, you've been here with us for about a week. What is your 1-year plan? Let's create a 1-year plan for you. Where do you want to go within the next year?" I remember thinking to myself, what the hell are you talking about, lady? I am brand new. I barely know what the hell I'm doing, and I'm not even on my own yet. What do you mean 1-year plan? See, she was under the impression that she needed to create a 1-year plan with all her new employees to help them better the organization. The problem being was I was only a week into this job. I didn't understand this job at all. I can't make recommendations for the job. I can't implement policies or procedures that would better the job because I don't even fully understand this job. I'm just still wrapping my head around this. In that meeting, when she was trying to get me to create this 1-year plan, I remember thinking to myself, wow, you are completely disconnected from your team. You have no idea what you should be doing with new employees, and you have no idea when creating a 1-year vision is appropriate, because right now it's not. Maybe after 4 weeks, sure, kind of start that conversation up, but not within the first week of starting a job. See, what my manager at the time had failed to understand is your employees or your team members can be really classified into 3 separate categories. You have category A, you have category B, and you have category C. Each of these 3 categories, you need to apply different skills and techniques to help grow your employee or your team member. You cannot apply the same techniques to your category A employees to your category C employees because they're in different spaces. And so what do I actually mean by that? When we look at category A employees, these are our new employees that are brand new. These people have just started the job. These are individuals that have high motivation. They're highly motivated. They just started the job. They just started a new position. They just started at a new section of the company. They have exceedingly high motivation. They're raring to go. They want to learn. They're eager beavers. Here's the thing, though. They have low competency. They have exceedingly low competency. Even in industries like nursing or medicine, where you can get a nurse or a doctor from a different department, and sure, they understand nursing and or being a physician quite well, but when they come to your organization, they do not understand your policies and procedures. They do not understand how to apply their learnings to your software system. They do not understand the politics, the coworkers, the bureaucracy of your system. They're incompetent. They don't have the competency in it. And this is normal. This is very normal. When we look at individuals that are in category A, what we actually need to do is we need to tell them what to do. See, they are usually racehorses. They're ready to go out of the gate. We have to create the blinders for them. We need to structure their learning, and we need to tell them what to do, and they're going to do it all on their own. When I always get a new employee, I understand there's 1,000,001 things for them to do, but I put the blinders up and I say, awesome. Here are some policies and procedures that I would like you to read. Read them, and then come talk to me. And they often say, but what about A, B, C, D, E, F, and G? I'm like, don't worry about those. One thing at a time. Time is our friend. And they'll often go away. They'll learn about the policies and procedures. They'll come back to me. Then I will give them the next task to complete. Because again, these people are highly motivated. They want to learn. My job is to walk them through the job piece by piece by piece by piece and help nourish and promote that motivation, that self-autonomy, the learning process, help facilitate it all. That's what we want with these people. We want to guide that energy into what we want. See, when my manager sat me down, what should have actually been happening is she should have sat me down and asked me how I was doing, what I was learning, how I wanted to apply my learnings, and how we can make it easier for me to integrate myself within the environment. Those are the conversations that should have happened. Because through those conversations, she can understand where are the issues, where are the blind spots, and where does she need to start putting blinders in to say, okay, I know you're learning about this, 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 and this. Let's focus on this. Really guiding that learning and that energy. But here's the rub that most people won't tell you. As these employees that start off in category A, they get out there and they're motivated to learn, but they have very low competency. They're going to get out there and they're going to start using that motivation, and they're going to start increasing their competency. But as they start increasing their competency, they start realizing that they actually don't know a whole lot, and then they start screwing up, and they start failing, and they don't do as well. The problem with this is because they're now failing, because they're now screwing up, it destroys their motivation. They aren't interested in moving forward anymore because they are fucking up, for lack of a better word. They don't want to move forward because failing sucks. And when we look at them, their motivation starts decreasing rapidly, like through the floor. And their competency level starts getting up there into about the middle range. See, now's the time that we need to start encouraging them. With Category A employees, we don't need to encourage them because they're highly motivated. With Category B employees, we need to start encouraging them. We need to start talking to them. We need to start inviting them to group events. We need to help them gain perspective of where they are in the learning process. I had a nurse, and we'll call her Lisa. Lisa was a nurse that came directly out of school. She was eager to learn. She wanted to learn. She was shooting for the stars, as they say. When she came to my department, we really guided that learning and helped keep the blinders up. But the problem that Lisa started encountering was there was so much information to learn, so much knowledge she needed to be on this unit that she was just screwing up. She was failing. I remember sitting down with her on one-on-one meetings, and she's saying to me that I don't think I can do this. The people here hate me. I'm a failure. I don't think this job is right for me. My job was to listen to her, was to reflect back what she was saying, but more importantly, to start providing perspective, which came in the form of, Lisa, people don't hate you. They may be frustrated and upset because you're giving them more work, but they also understand that you're a new nurse. You are exactly where you need to be within the learning process. In fact, you're doing much better than many of my other nurses that I've received. You're already doing IVs. You're already doing wound vacs. You're already doing all these skills that, let's be honest, 2 months ago, you had no idea how to do. This is huge. And by providing Lisa with this perspective, by essentially summarizing where she was to where she is now, I started to help improve her motivation. But it was more than just providing perspective with her. It was also sitting down with her and helping her connect with her colleagues, helping her start building those friendships and those bridges within the organization. And this was really accomplished by having her come for lunch with me and a few other colleagues. We started implementing more of those group lunches where I was facilitating the conversation. I was facilitating the inclusion. Because at this stage, her competency is about medium, but her motivation is through the floor. And my job is to bring that motivation up. I need to bring it up hard. And so that's where the conversations are at with B-level employees or workers. It's not telling them what to do. It's more or less cheering them on and telling them that they're doing a good job, helping them get perspective. Many leaders suffer and screw up with B employees because they get stuck in their own head and they do not believe they need to cheer on their people. They don't believe they need to help lift them up because they should already be doing that. They should already be succeeding. They should already be skilled. But that's not how people work. When you get out there into the workforce and you start learning something new, you're going to fail. And then you're going to become disgruntled. You're going to become disillusioned with your own skills, which is why we need to step in and lift these people up, promote them, motivate them, keep them going, and help them learn the skills that they need to learn. Because if we don't improve their motivation, what ends up happening is they just end up quiet quitting. They lose their independence. They start screwing up even more. And then ultimately they will leave the organization, which we do not want. We don't want that. We want to keep these people on. We want to make sure that they're successful. So to come back to it, with B-level employees, they always have low motivation because they're screwing up and failing, and their competency is about middle. We need to encourage these individuals. We need to promote their learning and help motivate them to keep them going. After they spend some time in the B category, after they start floating around and they've been learning and they're getting better and better and better, and we've been help motivating them, keeping them going, what's going to happen is their competency is going to go up, and their motivation is going to start sitting around the middle or the midpoint. They have now officially entered the C category. C category team members. These are typically your lifelong members. These are individuals that have been with the company for a very long time. They're incredibly skilled at what they do. They know the problems that you're going to face. They know how to fix these problems. They know their capacity. They understand the politics. They know the policies and procedures, sometimes better than you do. And these are individuals that you can rely on. When you look at C category team members, they do not have high motivation, guys. They are not highly motivated individuals. Typically, these individuals have no aspirations to climb the corporate ladder, or they're pretty comfortable with where they're at, or for whatever reason, they're just enjoying life. They are not highly motivated individuals, but they don't have low motivation. They haven't checked out. They haven't quite quit. If you rated their motivation on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being completely checked out and 10 being highly motivated, they'd be about a 5. They have a lot of integrity, they have a lot of self-respect, and they value the work that they do. They will do whatever is necessary to get the job done. I see these individuals typically in a lot of blue-collared environments. That carpenter that's been on the job for ages that everybody looks up to, and he does really good work, but for whatever reason has never made it to foreman. He's a perfect example of a C category employee. And the thing to remember about C category employees, though, is our job is not to guide these individuals. Our job is not to motivate them. See, they have a high level of competency at their jobs. Our job with these individuals is to tell them what to do and let them go and do it. Our job is to empower these people to go off and solve these problems without us intervening. Because, and I've seen this happen, where managers or leaders will say, oh, I really need to stick myself into the situation and help these people fix this problem. Well, with C-level employees, they know how to fix the problem. They understand the problem far better than you. And you sticking your dirty little fingers all over their problem is going to piss them off. It is going to annoy the hell out of them. I remember talking to one of my friends, and he was an instrument technician. And he was talking about his foreman on site, who was brand new to the foreman position, coming in and telling him what to do on the job. Oh God, was he pissed off at this foreman. He was just fuming. And it made a lot of sense when you think about it. It's like, yeah, my friend is very competent as an instrument technician, and he knows his shit. He knows how to fix this problem. He does not need somebody else coming in there and trying to solve this problem on his behalf. He can do it himself. And unfortunately for this foreman, because he kept sticking his dirty little fingers all over my friend's project that he essentially was given, it started breeding a lot of resentment between him and the foreman. And this caused a lot of friction. And this foreman wasn't just doing it with him, he was doing it with other employees that were also in this C category. This foreman had an issue with micromanaging. And C-level employees get really pissed off at you when you're micromanaging them because they know what the hell they're doing. C-level employees are the best employees to kind of work with. Because again, C-level employees know their shit. You just have to give them the problem and tell them, go. Come back to me with a solution. And then your job is just to sit down with them and figure out, is this the right solution or not? And if it's not, to help them figure out what actually needs to be done. That's all you need to do. You're very hands-off with these individuals. When you look at A, B, and C level employees, your A employees are always going to be your new employees. Always. Your B level employees, these are people that are going to be with your organization probably for 2 to 3 months, and then they're going to start migrating into this B category as they start learning. Your C level employees, these are individuals that are usually after that 6 month mark, if not longer. To wrap it up, with A level employees, they always have high motivation, but they have low competency. All we need to do is guide the motivation. They are racehorses. We just have to put the blinders up and say, go, and have them do all the work. As they continue learning and applying what they learned, though, they will start failing and screwing up, and they're going to start migrating to the B category. B category employees have low motivation, and they have about middle competency. They have low motivation because they're screwing up. They can't do the job effectively. They feel like failures. Our job when we have B-level employees is to motivate them, to help them gain perspective and to cheer them on, to bring that motivation up, because if we don't, they're going to check out and ultimately quit. And we don't want that. But if we can keep them on board, if we can keep motivating them, if we can keep them moving forward, we'll ultimately migrate them into C-level employees, which have about middle of the road motivation. They're not really highly motivated, nor are they demotivated. They're just there. But they have exceedingly high competency level. And these employees, we just need to tell them what to do and let them be autonomous. Let them figure this shit out. See, what my manager at the time failed to understand when she was asking me to create my 1-year plan was that 1-year plan is for C category employees. These are for employees that know their shit and know what to do. These are employees that we're trying to engage to create a lifelong learning plan. They're C. This is when you do a 1-year plan, is for C category employees. I was A. In A, you need to tell them what to do. She needed to tell me what to do. And that was her mistake. So, I hope you learned something, and I shall see you guys in the next episode. Take care. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe, give it a like, and share it with a friend. And if you're ready to take the next leap and improve your leadership skills, head over to www.seedingthelead.com and book your free coaching session today.